Alright, welcome back. So, this is the mystery teardown item. It's a cheap car DVD player. Problems with it: bad screen right here, bad latch, possibly more, do not know. But don't care. It's parts unit. What it is, model-wise, it's a Philips model PD9016/RD. Nothing ever made to be special or fancy, so I have no shame in it. But yeah, so you can see it's pretty cool. If you guys saw my camera video, I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, go ahead and watch it. I will be fixing the other camera. I was going to fix my TV10 JC-AV1, like recapping it, but I don't have capacitors small enough. I'm going to have to special order some for it. So I'll probably be just slamming it back together for now, or leaving it apart like it is, because it needs capacitors anyway. What else? The FH stereo I'll be fixing sometimes, probably sooner or later, not sure when though exactly. The surface mount electrolytics should come today or sometime soon, I'm pretty sure. And then I'll be fixing my girlfriend's Game Boy Advanced Mach 1. And what else? Possibly my Fostex MR8 mixer, because I think that needs capacitors, because it's so hissy that I suspect it probably needs them. And maybe, I don't know if the Sega, I think the Sega uses regular caps, but the Sega Genesis 1601 I have needs caps, I'm pretty sure. Because I got 0 video output, and it worked last time I used it. And capacitors are probably one of the only things that failed due to just sitting, so I presume it's that or the cartridge reader. The cartridge reader was fine last time I used it though, so I presume it's not that. Also, I'm pretty sure I'd get a black video with a cartridge and reader not working. And I did find out why the motor wasn't turning on the 110 cameras, because it doesn't use a motor, it uses a mechanical advance, which explains a lot. So yeah. And I will be probably pulling apart the 110 ANSCO 600 to re-grease the gear drive, because it is kind of sticky, and also internally inspect it. Should just pop off now. Let's use some other there we go. There we go. This thing has a bad LCD panel, so I don't plan to. And the hinges are busted also, if I recall correctly. Alright, to the main part. Simple DVD mechanism. Motors obviously are going to be of use. These capacitors, actually, if they're the same ratings as the ones that my Walkman requires, they might actually come in of use, because they are the right size. It's unlikely, but they're newer capacitors, so it doesn't matter, does it? Got a very cheap laser pickup. Nothing really true value in this, but parts are parts. There we go. There's your sled drive. Uses a very unique one. Slightly unique, nothing cool though. But yeah, I'll be getting back to that in a sec. Here's the motherboard, very basic. Mostly surface mounted parts except for these capacitors, obviously. You got a few chips, which should be your micro. I think that one's a microprocessor. It should be because of its shape. That probably is the DAC chip, an audio chip, or it's one of these little ones. Bond. Never heard of them. Never heard of any of the parts on there, really. Because they're all crappy off-brands, I presume. I need a flathead to get this off. Spindle, which I could use for a Discman, actually, of mine. At least I hope. Motor. Can never have too many motors, especially when it's a pain in the butt to get them at this point, depending on the one. These ones are pretty just the generic spindle motor. But motor's a motor. Let's get the sled assembly out of here because I want that sled motor, and I'll keep the laser pickup for backup, God forbid, because there's another one of these players in the car that it was mine. I gave it to my sister to use. So if that one fails, it's good to have parts just in case. Sled rails, probably won't need those. Your gear. And there's the pickup. A Dory model DVP06 VAOD290184 pickup. Probably some garbage that nobody's ever heard of. Let's pull the sled motor out. Just cut these off here. There we go. Get that off. It's a nice looking sled motor, very shiny for a motor. Usually I don't see them that super duper shiny. Oh, it's a new one. Doesn't have a retainer. Just now off gear. There we go. Oh, I see what they did. I think. I'll check that out. I've never seen that happen before. There we go. There's that. Leaf switch. Nothing worthwhile, at least. Just stop it here. I don't need these plugs. Junk. Motor plug, junk. Little spring. Actually do want that. There's another spring right there. That one's probably part of the sled assembly. I want that one right there. Oh no, they're both part of the sled rails. Those are pretty stiff springs too. Oh, there we go. Alright, I'll show you guys the screen as it goes. But apart from that, there's not much left to take apart. At this point I'm just bored and need something to do. That's loose. That's why there's a problem right there. That wasn't even tight. Obviously, way too much play in this. I'm pretty sure it broke off. I think it broke off. That's what happened. Yeah, it broke off. Twisted it off. Only has one. That's why all the weight freaking sets on that thing. Yeah, the screen's broken. I have no point in it, but I don't know if it's got to have a high voltage board next to it or not. If so, I might yank that. Otherwise, screen's garbage. That other Ansco camera I will be showing on a video to pull apart, lubricate, and probably replace the flash capacitor because I'm pretty sure it's blown. If I have one to replace it, I don't think I'm going to have one in that kit because I think those are all too low of rating. So I'll have to go through my other capacitor stash of just leftovers, and I might have one off like an old PC power supply or something big enough for it. I'm hoping. There's a screen here. Yes, there is. Oh yeah, there's also the control panel up here. That's terrible. Barely any adhesive. The motherboard just ripped right off this one speaker. Good solder work, not good glue work. Alright. Liquid crystal display with no crystal. Pretty sure they're just LED screens. Cut these. So just unnecessary. It's got a chunky panel. Controls up here. I do like this button pad. I'll keep it because there's no. I don't think there's any other parts on it. Just a few other parts, but I don't know if you guys can see the dead row right there. You can. Yeah, those are bad. Might as well pull the screen apart for my own entertainment. Pop this ribbon off. Control board. So much for my name. Almost part of the panel. If I can get. Oh. Cut myself a bit. Not a glass cut though, it was off the metal. See right there. Alright, let's see. Here's your glass layer, which is where the fault is at. And then all your in between, all your filters and everything. Alright, that's all for this video. See you in the next one. Bye.